How's it going, guys? RealRadman here, back at it again with another video, and we're going to do a little bit of a Last to First challenge combined with a Martinsville preview, where we're going to do the Last to First challenge, and that'll be the gameplay in the background, but we're also going to be talking about the Martinsville race. Now, obviously this is going up on Saturday, so qualifying hasn't even happened yet, and we don't really know what the lineup might be. It could be rained out as well, because qualifying is going to be Sunday morning, and because of that, there is rain in the forecast for Sunday morning, so it could be rained out, which means the top 8 drivers would be your top 8 in the race for the start of it. So it should be really interesting to see what happens. I'm expecting it to be rained out for qualifying, so you just got to take into account that it probably will be the top 8 all being right there. So you're gonna have, I think, Truex Jr on the pole, then Kyle Busch, then Harvick, and then all those guys on and on. With I think Chase Elliott being the last guy in 8th. So that should be really interesting. And I don't really know how it's gonna go, but it is what it is. Now, Martinsville, this is a track where I love it, obviously, and I think a lot of you guys know that it's one of my favorite tracks. But definitely, it's a track for Denny Hamlin and Jimmie Johnson. I think it's such a huge race for those two, because for Hamlin and Johnson, their best way to get into the round of 4, personally, what I think is they have to win at Martinsville. So especially for Jimmie, maybe Denny Hamlin can still get in on points if he runs very well, but I think for Jimmie, he has to win at Martinsville or maybe Texas. But I just don't think his car is good enough to win at Texas. So I think he's good enough. I just don't think his car is good enough. So that's two completely different things. At Martinsville, your car does not. You don't have to have the best car at Martinsville to win the race. If you have the driving talent, Martinsville is one of the most driver-oriented tracks out there. So he will be just fine if they are able to do that. We're going to start this race right away from the back in our Last to First challenge. Here we go. Green flag is out, and we'll just try to be patient here. And you can see that we got the throwback paint scheme of Ryan Blaney on here, so I like that. But yeah, so Jimmie, I think, has to win this race. Guys like Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney have to just outperform, basically, to make up the points. And the sleeper of the entire thing, I think Kevin Harvick has just been quietly doing very, very well. And he can just, again, consistently be in the top 3 or top 5 and make his way to Homestead based on points if he doesn't win one of the next 3 races. So it should be really interesting. And definitely for this race, it is the one race where I am praying to God that there are rain delays. I've never wanted a rain delay more in my entire life than this weekend at Martinsville. Now you might be wondering, why is that? If you don't know, Martinsville has added LED lights to their track. It can be lit up at night, and there can be night racing, so it could, like next year's race or the year after, could have a night race. And what's happening is basically, if there's rain delays, the lights are functioning and they have them ready to be used. And the race start tomorrow is at 3 p.m. So probably like 3:10, 3:15 p.m. And pretty much, if you get maybe 1 or 2 rain delays that are long enough, the race could end around 7:30 to 8 p.m. And that would mean the lights would come on. It would just be great. Kind of like in 2015, where there were no lights, but Jeff Gordon was basically winning the race, where it was completely pitch black dark, or close to pitch black dark. They had to call it if there was another caution. So that's how close they were to not be able to complete that race. But that will not be an issue anymore, as we get hit by Chris Buescher in the back, and then Chris Buescher just loses it back there. And now, I mean, there's a lot of contact going on this race, but yeah, I've never wanted a rain delay more in my life. I would love for it to rain all afternoon, and then they start the race at 7 p.m. I'd love for that. I mean, it would just be fantastic. It would definitely throw a huge wrench in things as well, that I think would be a great little X factor, as the teams have never had a night race at Martinsville. Nobody knows how Martinsville's track will basically adhere to the night race, because asphalt down the straightaways, concrete in the corners. Obviously, it's the temperature of the track and how the track's going to react is going to be very different, and no one knows because we've never done it at night. So it's something that I feel like would definitely be a huge X factor just into things, and I think it would be fantastic. And yeah, so as we make contact with Jamie Mack, and this has been probably the dirtiest race possible because I'm not even focusing on where I'm driving right now, but we've gotten to 23rd and we're 7.5 seconds behind the leader, and then the caution comes out, and I don't know what that was for, but we're going to stay out and try to continue to make up spots right behind Chase Elliott. But yeah, so guys, comment down below, let me know what you think, what's going to happen at Martinsville. Do you want a rain delay as well? Do you think qualifying is gonna get rained out? I truly do believe qualifying will be rained out. So I'm not even expecting anyone to really like. If I was one of the 8 teams, I would really focus a lot on race trim and while I'm in practice, not focus that much on qualifying. Maybe run 1 or 2 qualifying trim runs, but focus as much as you can on race trim, because even at Martinsville, you would think that qualifying is important, but it's really not, because you can make up the ground. As long as you're patient, it might take you about 80 laps, but if you have a fast car, you can definitely make up the ground. And it's not a track where you can't pass. You can easily pass at Martinsville if you know how to. So I don't think qualifying is not going to be that, or is going to be that important. I just don't think so. And yeah, so expecting Truex to have a fast car, because even if Truex might not be the best at Martinsville, when you have a fast car, just like a la Joey Logano back when Kenseth ruined his life, basically he wasn't the best at Martinsville, but he had the best car at Martinsville that year, because that entire year he had the fastest car, so at every track. So expect Truex to be really fast. Expect Kyle Busch to be really good, because he's also a very underrated driver at Martinsville. He is someone that's overlooked lately at Martinsville. He might not have many wins there, but he runs very well all the time. Jimmie Johnson obviously should be pretty good. Should be running top 5, hopefully. Earnhardt Jr. is someone that could be a sleeper pick, because he does love Martinsville, and he could kind of pull like a 2014 kind of thing where he can maybe try to win it. And yeah, so I mean, those are my guys that would be competing. Denny Hamlin as well, and those would be my guys. I think people that could struggle. Ryan Blaney, haven't seen much of him at Martinsville, and how he's gonna do. Chase Elliott was really good there in the spring. He finished 3rd. He led a couple laps, won a stage, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Chase Elliott at Martinsville. I remember his first couple races, he struggled really bad there. It was just last spring where he really found his groove and had a really good car. But I don't know. We'll see if Chase Elliott can do something at Martinsville. A little bit worried about him, but we'll see how he can do there. And yeah, I think that's basically who I'm going to have contending. 18 laps to go. Here's underneath Earnhardt Jr. And we're going to try to make this fast. It's taken me a little bit longer to get through the field than I thought it would. I have to be a little bit patient here, but as Junior is going to try to look back on the inside, we're not going to let that happen. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the race. All your predictions, all that stuff. Will it rain? Will it not? And all that good stuff. As we get underneath Kurt Busch and try to get him as well. And we get a great run off the corner and hit the wall. All right, but let's go get Eric on the roll. We are chilling right behind my man, Kyle Larson, that got screwed at Kansas. I still am heartbroken that he's out of the round of 8. I'm sure a lot of people are, because Homestead would have been fantastic with him in the Final Four, and I think we were all hoping that would happen. We haven't seen it yet with Larson at Homestead in the Final Four, and this was the first real year where I think he had the potential of making the Final Four, and it's disappointing that he's not going to be there. It just makes me really, really sad. So obviously he'll be there in the race, but he just won't be there competing for a championship. So that'll be really disappointing, but hopefully he'll make it back next year, and he'll definitely be a champion by the end of his career. I think no one's going to doubt that. He will be a Sprint Cup Series champion, especially in this format with Homestead being the last race. There's no way he doesn't have multiple shots at that and doesn't come out as one of the best in the Final Four. Because remember, you don't have to win Homestead if the other 3 don't do well. I know most of the time you have to win Homestead, but right so far you don't have to win it. Jimmie Johnson last year, Kyle Larson finished 2nd. Kyle Larson wasn't in the playoffs, so he didn't have to win that race, but that's just how it is. So I just hopefully one day Larson will be back. We're going to try to get Clint Boyer by going up on the inside here. He's going to block the inside. We're just going to wait, try to get a run off turn 4, and then probably go to the outside. And we're able to do that. And now we're going to cut down in front of him. No, we're not. He's going to drive it in deep, give us a little bit of contact. And we're just going to try to get back at him. We're going to be on the inside now, and we'll definitely pass him this time. 2.6 seconds behind the leader. We have less than 10 laps to go. So we really got to get going here. 2.5 seconds, going to get underneath Allmendinger, and then try to get Truex. And speaking of Jimmie Johnson, he is the leader at the moment. So Jimmie Johnson at Martinsville, even the game knows he's pretty good. Let's go get Truex. Solid run of Truex Jr. Gonna take this 2nd lane, and I just messed that up big time. But I'm gonna try to get a good run coming out of turn 4 by diamonding the corner a little bit. Entering a little bit high. Oh, we give him a tap. Didn't really want to do that. That's my bad. Sorry, Truex. All right, well, you saved it. Good job, buddy. And 7 laps to go. We got to go run down Logano and Jimmie Johnson. Underneath Logano, it has shocked me how poor he's been this year. I wasn't really expecting it. He's been awful this year compared to his standards the last couple of years. Hopefully he'll get back on track next year. I don't know what's going on with that 22 team because Keselowski seems okay. I mean, Keselowski's not fantastic this year, but he's been pretty good. So I don't know what's been going on with that 22 team. 4 laps to go. We have to run down Jimmie Johnson. We have a second gap. I think we can close that down. Just have to focus here a little bit. Down the back straightaway. He might run into lap traffic before the end of this race, which would definitely help us. But we just got to focus here. High entry, get a great run coming out of 4. 7/10 of a second, down to 4/10 of a second. So 3 laps to go. We should be able to get there. And then we're going to have to make the pass. Going to try to make it clean and not hit him in the rear there. We seem to get a great run through 3 and 4 because of the AI checking up at the exit of 4. So right there, I don't know what goes on with that AI. They need to get that fixed. But we're going to get Jimmie Johnson 2 laps to go. And we just got to be patient here. Don't really make contact with him. And we pass him. Now, Jimmie cannot let that happen. If he let Ryan Blaney pass him with 2 laps to go, I think Jimmie would probably rip his hair out. So, can't let that happen during the race tomorrow. A final lap. Looks like we're going to complete the last of first challenge. And I think that caution helped us out a little bit. I'm not sure if we would have been able to do it without the caution, but I'm going to be able to complete the last first challenge. And, yeah, so here we come around to 3 and 4. We're going to win this thing at Martinsville. Comment down below, let me know what you think. Oh, sorry, Derek Cope. Well, I mean, oh, God. Oh, Jimmie just avoided that. We win at Martinsville. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of the race, or, oh, my front end is beat up. Let me know what you think of Martinsville and what's going to happen there, and all that good stuff. It should be a great race. Martinsville never disappoints. And maybe we'll get a few heated tempers as well if some of I want to say chase guys, but if some of the chase guys get involved in that stuff, and there could be some tempers. And usually at Martinsville, every year, there's usually some playoff contenders that get in some accidents. So we'll see how that goes. If you like the video, make sure to like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a great day. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff, and peace out.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, my love, she keeps me warm.